Here we go. Hey guys, Anton Lorien.
The music I like. One great song after another.
A friendly radio station that plays good music.
There's music for everyone.
We are live, absolutely delighted to be joined this time by one person you'll be familiar with and one person who has just entered our studio. So, I don't think we need to be introduced again to Thomas Mills, but it's an absolute honour to have you here with us, Anton. Tell us a bit about you and how you came in contact with the British Monarchist Society and actually, who you are.
All right, cool. Hi there.
Hi,
and hi to everybody out there listening. Hi, Thomas.
Hello, Anton.
Lovely day, isn't it?
It really is. It's really wonderful.
So I'm Anton Lorien, and I'm the singer and co-writer and producer and whatnot of We Are the Brits and Like a Diamond.
So we'll be looking at two things during this interview. Firstly, about the book I was delighted to read, To the Queen of Royal Drinkology, which was written by Thomas Mills there, with help from Ava, who we're also delighted to have in the studio here. She looks like she doesn't want to be seen.
Hello!
But we'll also be looking at the song that Anton produced, wrote, and of course sang. So let me ask you this, Thomas. Could you introduce to the listeners To the Queen of Royal Drinkology, a book which I had great fun reading?
Well, it's really a fun book, and I'm glad that you enjoyed reading it, as the content is a bit more mature as it deals with drinks.
Yeah,
so
I can't use any of the rest.
No, you can't, but it's something to look forward to in the future,
Most
isn't
definitely.
it? But it has not only just a drinks content, it has a very fun and progressive look, in-depth look, if you will, at Her Majesty and the royal family, really from Queen Victoria right to Queen Elizabeth II and beyond. And I think for your listener base, they might be very interested in to see what the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge fancy when they go out to their clubs and that sort of thing.
I must ask, how did you know, what members of the royal family like to drink? The whole way through, I was just thinking
if you happen to know some of the people and the places that I do, you can find a wealth of information. So it's all out there as well. But I had a lot of fun going pretty much to some of the local hangouts of my friends and knowing these things for a few years. So we did have to find a few certain members of the royal family and did some research on that, and it was hours and hours of research, fun research.
Okay, and why did you come up with the idea to have this book about, the alcohol enjoyment that the royal family goes through, rather than more mainstream book on the monarchy?
Well, if you go into the book section, you'll see every book on the Queen in Horses, the Queen in 60 Years, the Queen from Princess to Queen, and I said, well, I want to do something, I want to write a book, but I'm not going to be stuck in the same section that every other writer is in.
Where do you put your book out of interest? Where would you put your book in terms of category?
I put it in cookery. Cooking with the Queen. I think that could be my next one, Cooking with the Queen. But this one was very different because I wanted to take the aspect that nobody has really gone into depth with. Something very different, something celebratory, and we all know that when there's a celebration in Britain, we pretty much go to a pub, we bring our drinks along, and we make plenty of cocktails. So I said, I'm really surprised that no one has taken a deeper look into the drinking habits of the royal family, since it is a pretty much national institution here in the United Kingdom that we all go to the pub. So I thought it was very different, something that would be of interest, and that's why I decided to embark upon such a project.
Okay, and how popular has the book been so far with everything?
Well, it's actually building quite the momentum. We have some very big distributors and book companies that are taking it. We've already signed it with them. I'm actually taking some tours as well. I'm Scotland on Friday and this weekend. I'm meeting with some big people up there for Scottish royal history who are very interested in the book all over. I mean, we're right now in negotiations with historic royal palaces, with Buckingham Palace itself, the royal collection. We received a wonderful letter from Prince Philip, And when he was quite poorly in hospital, I said, well, what would raise his spirits? You know, pun intended.
Yeah.
And I thought it was wonderful to just pop over with a book, which they sent right up to him. So I got a wonderful letter saying that he was enjoying going through the book, and it's a very welcome addition to his library. So, yes.
And how long did it take you to write a book that actually demands intense research at times?
It took me longer to research than it did to write. The book was actually written twice over. And then when Ava, as my editor, had gone on, it took us quite some time editing it. But it took months. I sat down right at Christmas to start writing, but the research was phenomenal that I had to do. I would say a good 6 months in research. Because I put it all together, but I had said, well, I'm not really doing anything with it. And then I said, why not? It's Jubilee. Put it out. Have fun. Yeah.
It's definitely a very fun book. And do you plan to perhaps write more books in the future?
I will.
Serious?
I will. Something more serious we have yet to be seen. One of the only things I take in the utmost seriousness is Her Majesty and how she fits into our government. But all my friends know that that's something they don't joke with me about. But I think maybe later when I want to act and be more scholarly, I might tackle something. But I leave that to some of the older royal writers. I want to put a new, modern, young sort of spin and twist and look at the royal family. I think the time for seriousness is still there, and it's a very serious cornerstone of literature. Some of these writers are phenomenal people.
Amazing, yeah.
But that's not what I want to do. I want to make the royal family real. I want them to be accessible. They are normal people. They're like us. They really are. And for the facade that a lot of people give them, that they're, an evil empire or something like that, and there's no place for them in modern democracy, such as the debate that we had just had, I'd like to have a right royal drink with Her Majesty and say, why don't we have a few, Your Majesty, and tell me what you really think.
I'm happy to have tea.
Buckingham Palace party. Afternoon tea. Yeah.
I must ask before we get to the song Like a Diamond, which we're all very much looking forward to. I mean, I've listened to it far too many times. I try to listen 3 or 4 times a day. I must ask, do you find that your organisation, especially with your recent book, is able to communicate with the monarchy, with the Queen, her husband, regularly? Do you know what their opinions on your organisation are?
Yes, well, we've sent a lot of literature to the palace, and we've been working all along quite well with the palace, with the song, with the book, because these are 2 projects that were near and dear to my heart. And we'll get into that, I'm sure, with Anton. But I never did anything without opening the palace, without making sure that it was going to be okay. If they had said no at any one point in the process, we would have binned the project. Because I would never do anything that would make the Crown, Her Majesty, or any member of the royal family be portrayed in a light that is undesirable or undeserving to the work that they do. So everything was kept very, very close with the palace. And Ava, I know, was writing, keeping in constant communication.
Yes, we frequently get letters from the various private secretaries of the different royal family members. So they know what we're doing. They give us messages via the private secretaries from the members of the royal family saying, that they'd be very happy for us to go ahead, and they're delighted with the products and things like that.
Yes,
so,
even the picture on the cover of the book, I made sure, because no one ever sees the Queen drinking.
No.
And that's not something I was too sure about, so I was quite keen on sending it over and seeing if they said yay or nay to it. And yes, I think the Queen herself is going to be delighted, or is delighted with the book, and I think she's able to laugh at herself.
Have you sent her a copy?
Her Majesty does have a copy, yes she does.
You never know, you might get a reply, handwritten reply from her about it.
We shall see, we never know.
Anton Lorien, is that correct?
Yes.
Right, so here we are delighted to have the singer, director, producer, songwriter of all
all those sort of names. Yeah.
So tell us, Anton, were you a monarchist who knew Thomas and then, just seemed right? Or?
What happened is I did the song We Are the Brits, and that's like a national anthem, you know, and it's to celebrate all the positive things that we've done, and it supports the troops on the front line as well. The sales go to a charity called Afghan Heroes, and yes, Thomas heard that song and thought that I'd be the right sort of person to do the song for the Queen that he had in mind, and so he was a key influence in me doing it. Yeah, exactly. So you know, he was a key influence in me doing it, and I obviously wrote it with somebody else, and it turned out really well.
But it was so important that you did it, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
It's your career.
I'm modest.
Not at all.
Anton, from when I heard that first song, "We Are the Brits," it just incorporated everything that was great about this country. And I said the only thing that could make it better was a little, you know, something more about the Queen, because that's just the way I am. But the way he did God Save the Queen in that song, and I said, the British Monarchical Society wants to do something. And this person singing the way he does, which is beautiful, but in capturing the emotion that is brought to it, I said, this is the person I need to get to. I need to talk to him. I have a musical project. There was no doubt in my mind that Anton and his team were the ones for me, never knowing them, seeing them, only hearing this one song. I didn't even know if they would accept.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
How does it feel, Anton, that you have now 900,000 hits on YouTube? And
almost a
I
million.
think I just shot my maths here. Something like 26,470 something hits every single day. People go on to listen to the song.
Well, yeah, that's awesome. Obviously, you know, it's for everybody to listen to and enjoy. And it was also, you know, a song as a thank you to the Queen. So I hope she's heard it. And although it wasn't the official song of the Jubilee, it was a much more personal tribute. You know, we all felt, and we just wanted to say thank you, and at the same time make a song which everybody can enjoy, like, you know, listening to. So yeah.
And how long did it take you to make the song and ensure that everything was right with it?
Well, I wrote it with another person, and he was a key writer in this, in that he came up with the lyrics and the basic melody for the song, and the idea for the song, and I sort of took that and then I just sort of, you know, really like made it flourish, if you like, and I added loads of melodies, and, you know, I also said, you know, let's change these lyrics here and here, and so he'd go away, he'd do another draft of the lyrics, another version.
No.
But this went on for months, and like there were like, I don't know how many drafts, there were like 20 drafts or something. It's funny. There's certain things that he came up with, and it's like, no, I can't sing that. And so he would just change it, and you know, it's the same writer I worked with on We Are the Brits. John Simons, his name is, and so it went really, really well. And then after getting it right, finishing writing the song, I then started doing it, I think in January time, and
Christmas, wasn't it?
We got the permission from the palace.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, you see.
The end of December.
Yeah, we finally got permission from the palace, because obviously, you know, Thomas got in touch with them, and so I then got started on the production, which is where you make the track. You know, like you have GarageBand or you have these different programs, and so I'm like, you know, thinking of like certain horn things, and I'm thinking of piano things, and I've got the Queen in mind, hoping that she's going to like it. You know.
Okay. And how much communication did you have with Thomas during the song production?
Hardly any in the song production, and we wanted to sort of surprise him with it, and, you know, get it to the form where we were confident that it was the right thing, because we wanted to do it justice. It's for the Queen, who is the most famous person in the world, right? So, and we wanted to do it really justice. And
Thomas, were you surprised?
It's really funny, actually, because I did hear from Ava throughout the production if they needed some sort of research, and we have a question, you know, would you oblige? Yes, that's fine, no problem. I'm like, so how's it coming? Oh, great. Okay, snippet, please. Something. I've commissioned the song. So then it kept going, and I'm like, getting nothing. I'm like, what's wrong with you people? Send me something. And when it was finally done,
it was worth the wait, right?
Sent to me, and I sat there by myself in my I have an eating kitchen, quite big, and I turned it up as loud as it could go, and it was just me. And knowing what had gone into it, and knowing the hard work of Anton and John writing it, and then Anton performing it, and Ava helping with the research and to get everything done, and then knowing what it meant to me and my society and our membership base, I watched it, and then as soon as the interim came with the
You're talking about the video, are you?
the video
I haven't talked
and the
about
song,
that yet, but yeah.
you know, because you'll see it as the video and the song. I did hear the melody first, without words, without the video, and I really liked it. And I said, "Oh, Anton, this is great. John, wonderful. Ava, I'm really excited. Give me the finished product. Where is it?" And I'm not a very patient person. And as soon as it came, I'm a man, and I'm happy about this. I am a man who cried. I did. I am a man who cried. So, and it just is, the visual of the song is so much. It's just so much. When you hear it, it's emotional, and then you see it. So I cried when I heard it, and then when I saw the visual representation of the song, that was it. I felt I was
Lovely mass.
Tell us a bit about, finally, unfortunately, we've only got a couple more minutes.
Okay.
Just tell us briefly about how the video works in terms of getting all these amazing pieces of footage.
Well, I mentioned just a couple of things. There are some things which I did on Like a Diamond, which you didn't hear. I did like 16 harmonies, and you didn't end up using them. I did loads of work. So yeah, you ended up hearing, you know, Thomas ended up hearing like the finished product, and you know, I did a lot more work than that. But anyway, moving on. The video was really fun to do, and John put it together, and and there's loads of footage out there, and he put it together in a way that he felt best told the story of the Queen and what she means to this nation and what she's achieved. It's really quite amazing.
And it was released for her birthday.
It was.
For her real birthday.
Yes.
The 21st.
which is the 21st of
Yeah,
April. Yeah.
And on the Falkland Islands, it was played, and there was an interview on her actual birthday, because they always have a big birthday parade, and they were absolutely in love with it.
And I just want to say, because We Are the Brits, you know, was done just before, and that's another great thing to check out. So check it out on YouTube.
Yeah,
We Are the Brits.
How do you find out?
Anton Lorien. We Are the Brits, and the other one I did for the Queen is Like a Diamond. And I wanted to say that on We Are the Brits, Thomas was talking about how I sung a part for the Queen, and that you can see the video. It's awesome, and I had a lot of fun shooting that in London. We only had 2 days to do it, so yeah, check that out too.
It's on Anton Lorien's YouTube channel, and there's a CD that's available on Amazon, which has both tracks on there.
Yeah.
And, of course, both tracks can be downloaded from Amazon, iTunes, HMV, any of the download stores.
Buy the download or CD from iTunes, Amazon, or HMV.
Okay, and finally, Thomas, tell us how we can buy this truly wonderful book.
The book, you can actually go on tothequeen.com, very simple, tothequeen.com. Or if you're here in the UK, of course, you could go to that, or tothequeen.co.uk. It's also for sale on the British Monarchist Society website at britishmonarchsociety.org.uk. And also, Like a Diamond is featured on the front page of the Monarchist website, which again is britishmonarchsociety.org.uk.
But you can also buy the book on Amazon.
Yes, or you can go into Foyles, you can go into Waterstone. If they don't have it on the shelf, you can order it via their website. You can order it in the store. Please go in, ask them, are you stocking this? If not, Waterstones, WH Smith, Foyles, all of them.
All of them, right.